Last class where we stopped. Last class we discussed about Saga, right? Do you have any questions? So far what we discussed. Do you have any questions? Anyone have any questions? I shared that video links also. Did you find it? Yeah, you can unmute yourself and you can talk if you have any questions. 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, all are there, I guess. 25th, 26th, all videos are there. Yeah. No questions? Should we go with the next topic? The next topic is like Redux forms. Redux forms. Okay, my question is, how many ways? Okay, you can ask the question like, hey, my data, okay, which is stored within the Redux store, that is not physically available inside the browser. It's not stored. Then where it is exactly stored? That is the question. Okay, where it's stored? General. How they maintain? We can say like in a cache, or it's like a simple. It's a variable, right? Okay, initial data. It's a variable or not. Inside the variable, you can put the data or not. Yes or no? Inside the program, we have one variable is there init data. User init is one variable. Saga init is one variable. Post init is one variable. Inside that variable, we are storing the data or not. Yes or no? That variable data is maintained by, modified by who? Reducers or not? Physically, it's not available. Just we are stored within one variable. That's it. Inside the program, I have one variable is there. Inside that variable, I store my data. More than that, nothing. Okay. See, if you want to see this one, this is only right. Go to my utils. Init data. See, this is what? Constant user identity. It's a variable. Here, I'm storing some data. Here also, one variable. I'm storing this data. Here also some variable. I'm storing this data or not. Okay, it's understand or not? Okay, where my application is going to run? In one server only, right? In one server only, right? Okay, not only this variable, what application is going to use like server memory only to run your application. Okay. Any other questions? So can we go to the next topic? The next topic is like Redux forms. Okay, generally.
Sir.
Yeah.
One small doubt, sir. Like yesterday, we were calling dispatch 2 times. Once while clicking the get photos button, we are calling one dispatch method.
Okay.
There we are passing one type equal to get photos. That method we are passing,
Yeah.
And somewhere else we are passing dispatch type equal to how we are going to distinguish the dispatch type equal to get photos.
Okay.
When I try to debug the code, this type equal to get photos is not being called.
Yes. See, how many ways we can use dispatch method? Dispatch method is used for what?
To dispatch the data to the reducer.
One is like dispatch the data to the reducer before yesterday's discussion. Okay, dispatch the data to the reducer. Yesterday discussion is what? Dispatch method is used for call your Saga function also or not?
Yes.
Okay, in this case, my dispatch method used for what? Clicking on this particular button, okay, my function get photos. I want to call one Saga function. Okay, how we can call one Saga function? If you go to my Sagas, one of the function get photos I want, so that this particular method behavior is like a take latest, behavior take latest. This type is there, right? Identity. Okay, identity is like what? Get photos. With that identity, by using dispatch method, we can call that method.
But when I put one debugger here and try to debug, when I click on the get photos, I'm getting type equal to get user, type equal to users, and then I'm getting type equal to post, but my next get type equal to get photos is not being called. What could be the issue?
Yeah, the thing is, dispatch method used for reducers as well as call your Saga function, so that this one go to the reducer also. But inside the code will not execute. Why? Because this type is like get photos, but inside the reducer, if you observe, okay, inside the reducers, if you observe, see here, post reducer, my type is like post. My type is like get photos. Is get photos equals to post? No, so that this flag is not executed. Okay, Saga reducer. Anywhere get photos type is there? No. User reducer. Anywhere get photos type is there? No. Okay, it will come here, but no type is matching. So the next one is like what? Okay, it's going to check inside the Saga. Okay, is there any Saga method? Whose identity is like get photos is going to check. Yes, there. Already this Saga method up and running with this identity. Okay.
So from here it goes to get photos method, right?
From here it goes to get photos method. Yes.
My control is not coming here.
Here will not come. Why? Because this one already registered and up and running. Okay, this one, see here. This one already photo Saga gives me this particular method. You combined these methods here. Okay, combine this method here, and these methods we run. Okay, see here, root Saga is combined all the methods. We run that methods. Once it is all Saga methods are running with that identities. Okay, all Saga methods are running what? With their own identities. Now inside this one, it is going to check my dispatch method. Any method whose identity is like get photos is there, then that time that particular method is going to call.
So when I put a debugger, from there where the function, the call goes next.
This is your Saga. If I click on the get photos, go to first photos is my from here, right? Now you dispatched something is nothing but what? You dispatched something is nothing but it's
goes to the reducer
as well as other functions also. First it go to the reducers. See how many reducers are there. One is like a Saga reducer. Okay, Saga reducer. Another one is like what? Post reducer. Another one is like what? User reducer. 3 reducers are there. Which reducer first triggered?
User reducer.
My store, you registered with which reducer? See here. Combine reducer, first user reducer, and then post reducer, and then Saga reducer. So that it first comes to user reducer. See, user reducer. Whatever you dispatch the data, whatever you dispatched the data is coming like a second argument to my reducer or not. See here. The type is like get photos. Here, my action dot type is like what? Get photos. Is my get photos equals to users? No. So that no operation will perform. From here, post reducer. Okay, here my action is like get photos. Here also not matching. Get photos equals to post. Okay, not matching. So that this is also no operation will perform. The next one is like Saga reducer. Here action type is what? Get photos. No case is matching. So that it directly come here. Now it is going to check for what? There has some Saga methods up and running. some Saga methods already up and running. Here, this is only the proof. Now here there has some Saga methods up and running or not. Root Saga. This root Saga contains what? These are the root Saga contains what? These files contains what? Your Saga functions or not. Some of the Saga functions which are running with their identities, there it is going to check my dispatch method. Is there any identity whose name is get photos? To my Saga function, it is going to check. If it is there, that identity is there, that identity is binding with which method? Get photos. So that my get photos is going to call in my photos Saga. This method is going to call. Don't think like this one has to call. Okay, I don't think like it's up and running. Okay, now it's going to call. Now one request is going to the server, and you can get that response. This response we are using like a put method. Now this response go to your reducers again. Okay.
From here I understood, sir.
Method is equals to reducer, right? Okay. Now see this here. My action.type is what? Photos. Now it's so that this one is going to. That's it.
For you, the control went to this actions.type switch. For me, it's not going to this reducer Saga for the first time. After checking user reducer and post reducer, for me, it's not going to the Saga reducer.
Yeah, it should be combined and it should have to come.
Okay, I'll check.
It should have.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Anyone have?
So can you open that photosaga.js once?
Yeah. Photos Saga. Right. This is on. This is the Photos Saga.
Yeah, okay, sir. Actually, I forgot the put method. Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next. No questions? Shall we go with the next topic? Okay then, let's start. The next topic is like the Redux forms. Redux forms. Very simple topic this is. General, my requirement is very simple. Yeah? I have one form is there. How my form is looks like means. Let me open thing. Now here, this is my form. My form is looks like this. My name is there. Okay, student details. This roll number is there. Okay, this location is there. Location is there. Okay. Now this is the one. This is the one. And this is the one. Finally, there has one button is there. My requirement is at the time of clicking on the button, I want to save these details in my database. That is my requirement. At the time of clicking on this particular button, okay, I want to save these details in my database. This is the one. So, how we can do it? How we can proceed? How we can proceed? My requirement is this one only. First of all, what we have to do? You have to store the data within the database is nothing but you should have to create one DB, one database in your DB server. And then you have to create one table, and then you have to create one table, and then you have to insert one record or not based on your requirement. If I click on the submit, one record has to insert. Okay, who can connect with the DB? Who can connect with the DB? My server side guy. That guy is like a Node.js or not. That guy is like a Node.js. Okay, my database is like PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL. My DB server is like PostgreSQL. Okay, now at the time of clicking on the submit button, okay, tell me the flow. At the time of clicking on the submit button, what operation you want me to perform? Can anyone? At the time of clicking on the submit button, first of all, you have to take the data from the text fields. You have to take the data from the text fields. and you have to prepare one JSON object, what my server side guy is expecting, in which format. Okay, which format he is expecting. This is the key, this is the key, this is the key, like this. What my server side guy is expecting, in that format only you have to prepare one JSON object, and you have to give this JSON object to my server or not. Okay, who can communicate with the DB? Who can communicate with the damn Node.js one? How we can communicate? Who can communicate? How we can communicate? Can anyone? How we can communicate? How we can communicate? By using an Ajax, right? If you want to communicate with your server Node.js, how we can? By using an Ajax or not? By using an Ajax. Now, see, at the time of clicking on the submit button, okay, my requirement is this data has to store within the database. Can anyone tell? In this case, Redux is required or not required? Redux is required or not? That means store is required or not required? Action is required or not required? Reduce is required or not required? If it is not the requirement, then you go with the store. Okay, Anxious one they are going to use. Most of the times, okay, if it is like Redux, they are using like Anxious. Can anyone tell? If it is only the requirement, is there any work with the store? Do you want to store any data within the Redux store? If it is only the requirement? No. Why? Because very simple. At the time of clicking on the submit button, I want to take this data, give this data to this guy. This guy is going to give this data to my Node.js. My Node.js is going to insert the data within the database table or not. Okay. Now this guy is going to give the response back. That response give to my component. My component is going to give the response, give the result to my end user like success or failure. Like this one message is going to print. In this particular flow, okay, here there is no work with my store or not. There is no need to store the data or not. If the data is not stored within the Redux store, then the time reducer is not required. Who can communicate with the reducer? My reducer, how we can communicate? Who can communicate? Maybe action communicate, maybe my component can communicate, maybe my thunk can communicate, maybe my saga can communicate or not. In this case, my saga also not required or not. Action is not required or not. Thunk is not required or not. Why? Because I don't want to give the data to my reducer. Why means, okay, my requirement is not there to store the data within the Redux store. My requirement is not that one. Understand or not? Agreed or not? Okay? Okay then. Now first tell me, this part completed. This part, Ajax already there. Node.js, we have to create one more node application with PostgreSQL or not. We have to create. Or Oracle database we can use. Any one of the database we can use it. Okay, and database and Node.js part we'll see in tomorrow's class. Client side part you can complete first. Client side part. Client, what we have to do in the client side? You have to create this particular form or not. How you can create? General. How you can create? Okay, you can create one component. Inside the component, name and one text box, roll number one text box, location one text box. If you made any changes by using onChange. By using onChange, we can take the data and prepare one JSON object what my server side is expecting. Like that already we did. In the last example. So many examples we discussed. Yes or no? By using onChange. How many ways we can take the data? By using ref we can take the data. Create ref we can take the data. OnChange also we can take the data from the form or not. That part already completed. By using onChange already done. But my requirement is can you create this form by using one of the library called as a Redux form library? Can you create this form? Okay, by using which library? Redux form library. So Redux form is not there. Think Redux form concept is not there. Okay, this part, how you design? Can anyone tell this part? How you develop? Okay, first what you have to do? Prepare template. Yes or no? Prepare template. Template is nothing but view. This view you have to prepare. Yes or no? Next. Take data from input controls. And prepare one JSON object. Done. Next. Take the data from the input controls and prepare one JSON object. Next. Next. You prepared the JSON object. Next. Come on, next one is what? At the time of clicking on the submit button, okay, send the request to the server or not. That means, okay, he has to communicate with my server call.js or not to send the request. Next, okay, send the request by using what? By using URL and method. By using URL and method which is given by the server side guy or not. These operations you have to perform or not. These operations you have to perform. Now, the first point, prepare the template, is that take data from input controls. Take data from input controls. These two are there, right? First two, 1 and 2. This 1 and 2, I want to prepare by using Redux forms now. By using Redux forms now. Understand or not? Prepare the template and take the data from input controls and prepare one JSON object, how it is required. Prepare one JSON object up to here. Okay, I want to prepare by using what? I want to prepare by using Redux forms. Understand or not? Okay, first of all, without Redux forms, how we can do? Can anyone? Without Redux forms, there is no Redux forms, nothing is there. For example, how we can do? This is my forms, right? Where is my forms? This is the one. Okay, here, how we can write? Student form. So this is my para. My name. Wrote my para B. One text box is there. Next one is what? One is what? Name. This is my roll number. And type is what? Type is like number. Right? This is like a address. And this is like what? Text area or not? Text area. Okay, done. This is my form. Maybe it's compiling. Can you remove all the debuggers? Yeah, this is looks like this. Okay, next one button is required. I want to make it as like look and feel by using Bootstrap. Bootstrap also will use button. Okay, I want to use like a submit. Can anyone tell how we can use like a submit? Instead of on click, I want to use like a submit. Okay, how we can? Input type equals to submit. My value equals to by default submit. If its value attribute is not there, default value is like submit one. If you want to see, you can see it. Yes. If you want to give the proper name, you can give the value equals to register. Okay, now your value coming to picture. At the time of clicking on the registration button, my form has to submit. When you can submit a form means my submit button should inside a form tag. So that these are my input controls, right? So can be enclosed with form tag. This is the one. Can be enclosed with form tag. Done. Now say this. If I click on the register, observe my URL. What is that URL? See. If I click on the register, see my form submitted like what? Get request or not. My form submitted like a get request. By default, if anybody asks, anyone asks, what is the default request for my form tag means? It's a get request. My form is submitted like a get request. Enable JavaScript is okay, fine. Say this. My form is submitted like a get request or not. Okay, now, do you think it's like a get request? That is decided by whom? Which type of request and everything is decided by whom? my request type and my URL, everything is decided by whom? Request method and my URL decided by whom? My server side guy, right? My server side guy or not? See, if the form tag is not there, 1 second. See, if the form tag is not there, my form is not submit. This is the default HTML syntax, we can say. My submit method, when my submit button, when it's going to work or when it's going to submit your form means my submit button, whatever the form is there, that should be enclosed with form tag. Enclosed with form tag. So, can anyone tell? I don't want to send this particular GET request. I want to stop that one. I want to stop the default behavior of my form tag. How we can stop the default behavior of one element? Can anyone? Yes, it's like one of the method called the prevent default is the method or not. Prevent default is the method. So that can we stop that one first? Okay, how we can? At the time of submitting this particular form, my form is submitted like a GET request. I want to stop it. So how I can use the prevent default method? My prevent default method is inside the event object. That event object will come from where? One of the event. Okay, once my event is triggered in the event handler, we can get that event object method or not. So can we handle that event at the time of submitting the form? How we can handle the event for form submission? We have the event name called as a onSubmit is my event name, onSubmit. Okay, here you can write this dot function. Okay, register dot bind of my current object, like this you can write it. Okay, here this is my function register. This is my form.js. Okay, right here. This is the one or not? Yeah, like call. Now come here. Now say this. At the time of clicking on this one, yes, call. My form is submitted like this or not. Okay, the thing is, I want to stop the default behavior. Then how we can get this event? This is my event. My event is like a last argument of your event handler method. Event dot, okay, prevent default. It prevents the default behavior of your element. That's it. Yeah. Now if I click on this one, see, it will not go anywhere. In the past, my form is submitted. If it is not there, what you observe? See, if it is not there, if I comment this one, see this. If I click on this one, yeah, my form is submitted or not. If I click on this one, my form is submitted or not. If I click on this one, my form is submitted or not. I want to stop that one. Okay, I don't want to submit my form. I want to send request with another different way. Like just like this. You can say this. If I click on this one, do you understand or not? Okay, then. The next one. How we can take the data? I want to take the data from this particular form, right? How we can take the data? Come on. How we can take the data? Can anyone guess? By using onChange. See, I'm repeating the same thing again. This dot function change. Can we write this function change here? Can we manage one state variable? Okay, super. This dot state equals to, what is that variable name? Data object. It's which type? It's a object type or not? Okay, done. Next. Can anyone? The next one is what? This particular onChange has to apply for all input controls or not. If anybody change any input control value, this function change method is going to call. Okay, now how I can differentiate? We are using the same method, means how we can differentiate? This is like a name and this is like a roll number or this is like a address. How we can differentiate? I can get the value. Okay, that value has to bind with, okay, which key? Okay, value is there, SS is there. SS is like a text area, location or name, how I can come to know. So that can we give some identities for this particular one? Some anything we can give it name. My name equals to what? This is for name. Okay. This is for my name equals to roll number, and this is for my name equals to location, like this or not. These are the keys. Okay, we can use this one like a key. Now, if you trigger this event, now come to your form.js. First of all, this dot function change, this dot function change can be bind my current object. Why? Because I want to use my current object inside this function change. Now, any event you triggered, you can get like an event object. Okay, from this event object, I want this event triggered on which input control. By using event target, I can get it. From that input control, what things are required? I want the name and value. I destructuring this particular event or target object. Okay, from that object, I want name as well as value. Okay, done. The next one. If you have the name and value, the next thing is what? Okay, this one and this one, I want to keep inside this object or not. So how we can? My this dot set state. Okay, which object you want me, which variable you want me to update? Data object. Okay, the first one, this dot state dot data object. Why this is required? I don't want to miss the previous values. First of all, get the previous values and then my new value, my key and my value or not. Now, at the time of clicking on this particular one, okay, I need to submit this. I need to send this data to my server by using an Ajax or not. So console.log of, what is this? This dot state dot data object or not. Done. This is already completed. In the last example, we did these things only, right? Okay, done. At the time of clicking on this particular registration button, yes, this is only your data or not. Agreed? This data, you have to, this data, at the time of clicking on submit button, I have the data. You have to give this data to what? To my server call.js. It's a shared one. Okay, that guy is going to communicate with my Node.js. Here, from here, you are sending the request. And this guy is going to communicate with your DB. He performed required operation, whatever it is. Finally, my server side guy give the response back to you. This response you can give to my caller. Who is the caller here? This component or not. Okay, based on your response, my caller function is going to display some message to the end user. It's like a success or failure, like that or not. Now, where exactly we are using Redux forms? That is the next question. Redux forms not yet started. Where exactly we are going to use Redux forms means, okay, come on. Up to here, see this. Taking the data, me take care. Okay, see this. Prepare the template. Me only prepared, right? Who prepared this one? Me only prepared or not? Me only prepared. Okay, I don't want to prepare from our side. Next, taking the data. How you take the data from the input controls? By using onChange. Okay, that one also me only did, right? Okay, that one also me only did. Okay, don't do from your end. Don't do from your end. Prepare the form by using Redux form library. By using Redux form library. Tell to that guy in which format you need the data. Okay, that guy only formatted the data. Okay, that guy only take the data and do some format. Okay, he format the data. He format the data so that the state object is not required. Once my template prepared by using Redux forms and the data also taken from the input controls and prepare the JSON object also done by Redux forms only. What our work means, okay, handle that one. Okay, at the time of clicking on the button, you only the person has to send the request. All this Ajax, that one you can do it. That one you can do it. Up to here, I will give. Okay, up to here means the data, prepare the template and the data format, everything I will prepare. Okay, the data I will give to you. Just you are going to give this data to my Ajax. That Ajax is going to send the request to the server or not. Those things we need to replace. Template and prepare the data. Those things we need to what? We need to handle. One more thing. This is the function change, right? I want to do some validations also. I want to do some validations also. Can anyone tell how we can? I want to do some validations also. Can anyone tell how we can do it? I want to do some validations also. I want to write some validations also. Okay. Which validations, very simple thing. By default, my registration button is there, right? Enabled. By default, my registration button is enabled. If I click on this one, there is no data, nothing is there. Still, this empty object submit to my server or not. If I click on the registration button, if I allow him, the empty object is going to give to whom? Is going to give to my Ajax. My Ajax is going to send the request to the server or not. Okay, in this case, is it valid data? It's not a valid data. If it is like a valid data, then only. If it is like a valid data, then only. Can you accept? Can you make this particular registration button like enable? Otherwise, can you make it like a disable? If my form data is like a valid, then only. Okay, then only I want to make this one like what? Enabled. Otherwise, I don't want to make it like enabled. Like this, I want to write the code. Can anyone tell how we can write it? Okay, name is there, roll number is there, and address is there. Then only enable it. Otherwise, don't enable it. Can anyone? Can we write some if conditions? Okay, right. Now go to my form.js. This is the one. Okay, function validate. Function validate. Here I want to write some if conditions. How we can write? Can anyone tell? Where is your data? My data is inside this particular data object or not? With which keys? With N, R, L. These are the keys or not? So that can we get the data from there? Okay, how we can? Inside my state variable, okay, one of the variable name is like a data object, okay, which contains 3 properties. What are those? One is like name, okay, another one is like R, another one is like L. Okay, if these 3 are having data, then only I want to show, I want to enable that particular registration button. Otherwise, I want to disable it. So that can we maintain one flag here is valid. By default at first time, is it valid? My form is like a valid. At first time load, is it valid? It's not a valid. Okay, when it is valid, if that form having data, then only it's like valid or not. Then only it's like valid or not. So my is valid is like false. So that can we disable here? How we can disable? My disable is like what? This dot state dot is valid. Is valid. Now can anyone tell my button is going to enable or disable? It's enabled. Why? Because my disable false. Disable false means what? Don't disable. So that can we make it as like not? Can we make it as like not? Now it should disable. Yes. It should disable. Now I enter some data here, here, here. Still it is disabled, right? It's not a valid. Okay, whenever the data is there, okay, that means it's a valid data. It's a valid data. Then it should be enabled or not. Like this, you have to write the condition. Okay, so how we can write the condition? Can anyone tell? Okay, here, can we write it? If my N is there and my R is there and L is there. Okay, then that time it's like what? My form is like what? Valid or not? Let is valid is like false. If N or L data is there, then that time my is valid is like what? True. Okay, now can we update the state variable? My state is like is valid is like what? Is valid or not? Agreed? By default, my is valid is like false. N or L is there, then the time it's like is valid is like true or not. Okay, done. Now this method I have to call from where? This method has to call from where? if you made any change, see this. If I enter some data here, here. Okay, this is not at enter any text here. If I enter some text here, okay, that means what? This should be enabled. If I remove this one, this should be disabled. That means this validation method has to call from where? From my onChange event handler or not. OnChange event handler is this one. Can we call it? Okay, this dot function validate. Do you want me to call like this? Do you want me to call like this? Do you want me to call like this? Okay, what is the problem? We'll see. I will tell. Okay, can I put the debugger here? Can I put the debugger here? Now, if I enter something, yes. Okay, my name is like yes. My name is like what? N. My value is like yes. So that, see this. My name is like N and my value is like yes. Now you are updating. Now you are updating. And then you called this method. And then you called this method. What you are expecting like N value? My name is like what? Yes, right? My name is like yes. But my N is like still undefined only or not. That means my set state method, okay, this particular name not yet updated within this particular data object or not, in the state variable or not. It takes some time. My set state is like what? Asynchronous method or not. If it is like asynchronous method, it is coming out of your flow. Immediately my function validate method is going to call. At that point of time, my state variable not yet updated. So that what is my previous value? Undefined or not? Yes or no? When this method has to call, can anyone tell? When this method has to call? This method has to call once my state updations are completed, then only has to call or not. How you know that one, my state updation is completed or not? How you know that one? I don't know. Why? Because it's an asynchronous one. That guy only has to tell. So that how much time it will take, I don't know. But my set state method knows. Okay, why? Because he is only doing some operation or not. Then that time, my set state method take one more argument or not. What is that argument? Callback method as an argument or not. That callback method called when that callback method is going to call. It's a method. So that can we give that method? I'm giving like function validate method. Now my set state method call this callback method whenever my set state updation is completed, then it's going to call. Once my state variable updation is completed, if it is called, then my N value is what? My N value is like the updated value, which contains my updated value or not. Now say this. Now come here. Yeah, my N is like updated or not. Agreed? N is like updated or not. Okay, done. Now if I enter some data here, okay, still not at this one, this is like invalid only. Now if I enter something, yes, enabled or not. If I remove this one, yes, disabled or not. If I enter something, enabled or not. If I remove this one, yes, disabled. Okay, if I enter something, enabled or not. Like this, you can write your own validations also or not if you want. Yes or no. Okay, so here, take the data from this particular input controls, prepare a JSON object and what? Validate that object or not. Validate that object also or not. Okay, that validate object validation is also done by whom? Done by me only or not in this case. But if you use Redux forms, okay, see, you can create this template. You can prepare this template by using Redux forms. You can do it. And we can take the data like this by using onChange. We can take the data and we can validate the data also. All these three things we can do by using Redux forms. So that can we use the Redux forms instead of our things. Okay, instead of writing the code manually, can we use the Redux forms library? Okay, now come here. Can we close this one also? Understand or not? Why we go for Redux forms? Can anyone answer now? By using Redux forms library, how much what we can complete? What we can do? By using Redux forms, I can prepare the template. I can get the data from this particular template. Okay, based on our requirement, how you want me to prepare the data, in that same format only you can get the data. Okay, that means you can take the data from the input controls. and the data is valid or not. We can validate the data also or not. These three things we can do it by using Redux forms. So that can we go with the Redux forms now? Now come here. Now come here. If you want to work with the Redux forms, like Redux forms, first of all, that library is required. That library is required. Okay. I created one simple normal React application. Inside that React application, can I use Redux form? Inside the React application, can I use Redux forms? I have a React application. Okay, inside that application, Redux is not integrated. Then that time, is it possible? Okay, inside that React application, Redux not implemented. Okay, then that time, can we use Redux? It's not possible. If you want to use Redux forms in your React application, okay, my application should integrate with Redux already, then only we can use it. Okay, if it is not integrated, integrate Redux into your application and then you can use Redux forms. See that name itself, what? Redux forms, it's not a React forms, Redux forms. That means my application, my React application should be integrated with Redux library first, and then you can use your Redux forms. If you want, you can use it. Understand? Okay, so that in my application already Redux integrated or not? Okay, why Redux is required? I will tell. We'll see that one later. Now, say this. These are the things my Redux there, right? My Redux related stuff there or not? So, can we install it? How we can install it? npm install Redux forms. Okay. -- save. Is it like a Redux form or Redux forms? I don't know exactly. Can we check? Redux form. Library. This is the one. Can we go with API? Let's go ahead. Redux form. It's not like a forms. Redux form. Okay, that's correct only, right? Install. Okay, do you know Bootstrap? Do you know Bootstrap? Why we go for Bootstrap? Why we go for Bootstrap? Okay, to design responsive websites. Okay, responsive web design. For that purpose, we are going to use like a Bootstrap. Responsive web design. Okay, how we can say by seeing this particular website? Okay, yes, it's like a responsive website. It's like a responsive website. How we can say? I'll give you one URL. Can you tell me, is it like a responsive website or not? How we can say? General question. I have one URL is there. How we can say it's like a responsive web design or not? For example, take our website. Is it like a responsive web design or not? Is it like a responsive web design or not? Can anyone? Okay, if you want to test it, okay, how we can say it's like a responsive web design or not means very simple thing. Just open your website. Okay, in any resolution is nothing but maybe that's a big desktop. Maybe it's like a normal desktop 1024. Maybe that website you open in the tablet. Maybe that website you open in your mobile, wherever it is. If you open that website, the horizontal scroll is not there. Horizontal scroll is nothing but this scroll should not be there. Only the vertical scroll is there. Then the time simply you can say like, yes, that is like fit for that particular resolution or not. That website is like fit for that particular resolution or not. Then you can say like what? Then you can say like what? That particular website is like responsive website. We can say like that. Now, if you want to test it, okay, if you want to check, okay, simply now inspect it. Okay, just open your website, any website. Okay, now here see mobile symbol is there, right? Click on this mobile symbol. Now here see different resolutions are there. Any one of the resolution you can keep it. Okay, it's take like 100%, you can take it. Now refresh your page. Now see this, now it's like a responsive web design or not. Okay, is there any horizontal scroll is there here? Is there any horizontal scroll is there? There is no horizontal scroll, nothing. It's like what? Okay, only vertical scroll. We can say like what? This is fit for this particular resolution or not? 360 by 640, it's like a mobile resolution or not? Now if you click on this one, yes. Okay, still there is no horizontal scroll, nothing. Say this, there is no horizontal scroll, nothing. Okay, if I click on this one, now say this, if I click on this one, it's coming like this. It's for mobile or not? Okay, now if you look at tablet one, iPad. Okay, now 100% you can give it. Now refresh your page. Okay, refresh your page. Now see this, it is not fit for this particular one or not? It's not fit for this particular one. Okay, for iPad it's not fit. Understand or not? For iPad it's not fit. Okay, this should not be there, right? For iPad it's not fit, only for they design for mobile. For iPad also you want, then the time you have to do some change, some CSS changes you have to do it. Okay, like this for each and every resolution you can check it. For each and every resolution you can check it. Okay, this website only fit for what? Mobile as well as big desktops. Mobile as well as big desktops. Understand or not? Based on your requirement, I want for tablet also this mobile, this particular website has to responsive. Then the time you have to write some piece of code for that particular resolution. Understand or not? How we can say like it's like a responsive website or not? If it is there is no horizontal scroll and then look and feel is good. Okay, horizontal scroll is not there, but look and feel is not there. Then the time how we can say like it's responsive? That should be fit for that particular resolution, as well as my functionality should not change. My functionality should not miss. Yes or no? Then you can say like a responsive web design. That one we can do by using Bootstrap. That one we can do by using Bootstrap. It's a framework for responsive web design. Okay, do one thing. Okay, just go through this one and come for tomorrow's class. Bootstrap. Okay, this is the official website. Okay, get started. The Bootstrap version is like 5.0. Okay, just read it. Okay, 1 or 2. Okay, why this Bootstrap is required? Okay, I want only one of the topic called as a grid system. Okay, this one only I needed, grid system. Okay, just go through this one and come. Otherwise, go to your YouTube and just check for Bootstrap grid system. Okay, just search Bootstrap grid system, how it's going to work. Read it. I will explain tomorrow's class. Okay, tomorrow we have a class. Just you can join. Is it possible to join at 7:30? Can you join at 7:30? Okay, join at 7:30. 7:30 to 9:30 we can take it. Okay, okay then. Okay, which database you want me to use? PostgreSQL or Oracle? Your wish. PostgreSQL or Oracle? Okay, PostgreSQL or Oracle, your wish. Okay, Postgres. Both are like same commands we are going to use. Okay, sample projects I will check and I will give. Okay, okay then. Thanks guys, thanks for joining. And one more thing, just create an account in Heroku. Create an account in Heroku. Here, Heroku. Create an account. Okay, just you can create an account here. Heroku.com. This is the one. Why? Because I want to deploy this code in Terraform. Okay, we deployed it in AWS, right? Same like this. I want to deploy the code in Terraform. Okay. Okay then. And one more thing. I need a node application. I need a node application. How you can create the node application? Can anyone tell? How you can create the node application? Node MySQL already created, right? Okay, same like the node Oracle you can create one more application. Okay, how you can? By using Express. By using Express, create one skeleton project. Create one skeleton project. Okay. Okay then. Thanks guys. Thanks for joining.